We all love the sound of money, and a $1,500 sign-on bonus sounds even better. That's right, Bellisio Foods of Jackson is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus to new employees. Receive an extra $100 your first 6 weeks, then $400 after day 90, and $500 after day 180. Don't wait. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers today. That's BellisioFoods.com/careers. Come work for a company who truly values their employees. Come work for Bellisio Foods.
Hello, my name is Jenna Lewis, and I am your 2022 Jackson County Fair Queen. I am very excited for the upcoming year ahead and the hard work we're going to do at the fair. Be sure to come out and see us sometime.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Jackson County Fair Week. How are you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great. Great.
The fair is in full swing and officially, I guess, kicking off today with the rides open and stuff like that this evening. So you'll get to see all of that fun stuff. And, of course, in true fair fashion, it is raining, but the rain will be moving out. So that's good. We checked.
Right. And
Yes.
Right now the temperature a friendly 71 degrees. We
Yes.
can deal with that because sometimes, the heat is as much a problem as the rain.
I think that
Or the combination of the two of them together is even worse.
Exactly. No, I think that the animals would be very, very happy to have 70
And the
some
humans.
degrees. Yes, and the humans as well. So welcome everyone to Fair Week, and we have a lot of fun stuff in store for you this week. And the good thing is our good friend Jeremiah Shaver he's not that sweet evidently because he hasn't melted yet. But he is at the fair, and he's going to give us a bit of a report before you get to the news. Is that cool?
That is cool. He was, of course, there both Saturday and Sunday, and he's there right now, live and in color.
That's right. So let's head on over. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Good morning, Pete and Jen and James there behind the camera. It is a wet one here at the 167th Annual Jackson County Fair. As you said, I'm out here at the fairgrounds, and it is pouring the rain at the moment.
We can hear it,
Well,
Jeremiah.
yeah, I mean, it's like really loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're going to keep that umbrella over you for sure.
Yes, I gotta keep dry.
I want to see you go. See, you don't need anything on that sack slide with all the water. I want to see you go belly first down that sack slide.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I would get some speed on it this morning, Jen.
You probably wouldn't stop at the bottom.
Probably not. I'd probably go on over to this ride here behind me.
So what's
All right, so
happening
I'm gonna
up
give you
there?
guys so I'm gonna give you we'll go over today's schedule, and then we'll go over what I covered over the weekend. So today is Monday, July 18th, and it is Kids Day and Veterans Day here at the Jackson County Fair, which means that all veterans are allowed free admission with military or VA identification. All children 12 years and under get free admission and rides, but children must be accompanied by an adult to receive the free admission. As you said, rides open at 5 o'clock today. Hopefully the rain will move on out so these kids can have a nice evening of rides here at the fair. Already this morning, it's been going on for an hour, probably still going on, I would say. The Junior Fair Rabbit Showmanship is going on down at the show arena. At 11 o'clock, the Junior Fair Market Rabbit Show will get underway. And then at 1 p.m., the Junior Fair Breeding Rabbit Show will take place. And that's all down in the show arena. At 2 o'clock today, hopefully the weather will hold out. They're having a new event this year. It's called Kids Moving in the Right Direction. Now, this event was originally set to be held over in the infield next to the grandstand. And I have learned this morning that they are moving it from the infield up here to the midway at the midway stage at the far end of the midway. So that's where they will have that event. There's supposed to be like music and dancing and games for the kids. They can come over and check that event out. There was a bunch of different sponsors for that came together to put that event together. I know Rocking Reggie will be up there. He'll be the one handling the music. I believe Batman is supposed to be here for that event, so that'll be something to check out. I'm supposed to be back up here this afternoon to come and get some photos of that first annual event. I think it's something that they hope to do each year. We already mentioned the rides will open at 5 o'clock this evening. It'll be open till 11 p.m. And you got 3 chances to catch the Cincinnati Circus at the grandstand. They'll be performing at 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m. And then later this afternoon in the show arena will be the And then this evening, you got your 4-H awards ceremony there in the show arena that happens at 6 o'clock. And that's usually your general projects along with your sewing projects and your food projects. Those folks get their recognition this evening down in the show arena. They'll be getting their ribbons and trophies. And there's always a slew of kids. These are kids that don't bring animal projects here to the fair. Instead, they bring general projects like you can do like photography, or there's all different sorts. There's like hunting, just different ones that they can do and choose to do. But they'll receive their recognition at 6 o'clock tonight, and I believe our very own Pete Wilson will be up here to cover that. And also tonight will be the Junior Fair Horse Show and Contest at 6:30, and that'll be taking place over in the horse arena there. And that is everything for the schedule going on today, guys.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of stuff on the first day of the fair. And I just checked my phone, and it looks as if the rain is supposed to move out around like the noon o'clock, if that's a thing. And small possibility of it moving back in a little bit later this afternoon. But I'm going to say no.
Right. Well, and as we extend out into the week, really much better as far as the precipitation goes. It will get warmer.
Definitely
but,
warmer.
Not as hot as we've seen it some years. If you can trust what you see on cell phones.
I mean, if the internet doesn't lie, we're okay. So Jeremiah, is there anything fun up there that you've noticed so far that is a little bit different or exciting this year?
Jen, I forgot to mention, I'd like to note admission to the fair this week, Monday through Saturday, it's $10 for anybody that's coming up this year. So be sure to have money ready to pay that. I will say that looking along the midway here at all the rides, I sadly do not see the Ferris wheel again this year, guys.
Well, shoot. Well, you're just going to have to go belly first down the sack slide instead. That's just how it's going to have to be.
I guess so. Maybe I'll go up to the top of it and see if I can't get a good picture of the midway from up there later.
There you go. That sounds good. Well, thank you for braving the rain this morning. We greatly appreciate it. And I know that you've been working really hard to do some coverage up there. So we appreciate you.
I'm going to tell you real quick a little bit about what I covered over the weekend before Pete gets into the news. I was up here on Saturday, July 16th over the weekend for the first annual Mullet and 80s Do pageant. I got a little clip here that I put together from
fantastic.
that. Yeah, I got a lot of young men that came out for that. I think there was 6 altogether that participated in this first Mullet contest. Had a couple wigs, but the majority of them was all natural. Here's the shake. They were shaking their mullets there. And they also had them do a nice little stroll on stage to kind of show off their locks there.
That is awesome. I'm so glad they got people to participate because that is fantastic.
Yeah, it was a fun little event. So here was your winners. From the left, you had, that was your first place winner. That's Boone Sailor. Second place is Alex Sharp. Third place went to Dustin Woodstone. And an honorable mention there to Jordan Causey. He's number 4 there in the Mullet contest. And then in the 80s Do contest, we had only two people sign up for that. You got Heather Simpson there, first place with her 80s Do, and Caitlin Williams. she took second place there with her big hair as it is. So that was an entertaining event to watch there, guys. And then I was back up here on Saturday afternoon for opening ceremonies, and they had scholarship winners up here for that they always do. And there you go. There's Aaron Daly on the left, and you got Wellston Mayor Charlie Hudson there on the right. And all these individuals here, we'll have this picture along with their names in the paper. I don't have it here on my list, but all these individuals won scholarships this year, and they always hand those out up here at the opening ceremonies on Sunday. And following the opening ceremonies, which there was several people down that did proclamations or commendations from state officials from around the state, were here on Sunday, July 17th. Following that opening ceremony, they had the crowning of the royalty, and we saw there at the beginning of the video Jen Lewis, but here you have that is first attendant Olivia Moore, and then you had second attendant there Ivy Gentry, and then there she is. There is Jenna Lewis. She is your 2022 Jackson County Fair Queen. She was so excited to be crowned this year, and there's the three along with the rest of the court, and I have the names here of the rest of the court. We can read those too. You had Rebecca Shaw. She is the 9th, 10th grade attendant. Katie Ross, she's the 7th, 8th grade attendant. Nevaeh Hightower is the 5th, 6th grade attendant. Spencer Osborne is the 3rd, 4th grade attendant. Jackson Swackhammer was the Little Mister, and Parker Osborne is the Little Miss. And this group of young ladies and the one gentleman there, young gentleman, was crowned following the opening ceremonies. And Jen, I tell you what, having a little deja vu here this morning as it rains, because as soon as they wrapped up the crowning of the royalty, I took this picture and it started to sprinkle, and then it opened up raining like it is this morning. And I didn't stop the band, which was kind of a last minute thing. It wasn't even on the original schedule, but we have it on our schedule. Rock House Columbus. We've seen this band before. It's like a hair band, a tribute band, and they were on the stage performing. Sounded real good, and they had that going on along with the truck tractor pulls, which sports editor Todd Compton was up here. I saw him as I was heading out, and he was going to be getting some photos of those. So we're going to have complete coverage of the fair up here, something to look forward to in future editions, something that I have done since, I think, 2019 at 4-H Profiles. I do 8 interviews with 4-Hers, and I got all those done over the weekend. Interviewed 8 kids, so we'll have nice photos of those kids along with their profiles in the paper. And I did some video bits that I think James may use later in the week. So back to you guys at the studio.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. And he is really, really braving it out there this morning in that downpour of rain. But as we said, we think that it may be moving on.
Wondering about Jeremiah's IQ. Not only does he have an umbrella, but it is a big
that
umbrella.
Is I know. That was the first thing I said to him this morning. I said, my gosh, that's the best umbrella ever.
No, we've been side by side before covering this and that, and there I am with an umbrella that barely covers my head, and there he is with a tent almost.
Yeah.
So he's able to juggle all that, but we certainly do appreciate having Jeremiah on the team. And, in the past, when he has worked the fair for different publications and media companies, the fair is always one thing that he really likes to do. And having him on our team will only enhance what we've been able to do and what we plan to do this year.
Yes.
The tentative plan is for Jeremiah to report each day from the fair here on Main Street TV with what's going on and what has gone on. And then on Friday, both he and I will tag team the Junior Fair Livestock Sale.
That would be
which
awesome.
Produces a lot of our coverage, our post coverage after the fair, all those pictures of the championship animals and their buyers. A lot of people look forward to that. we'll be covering that as well, and everything in between as well. Some main entertainment this year. Red Thompson Jr. will be out there to cover that and some other things along the midway. Sports editor Todd Compston and Telegram sports media, multimedia journalist Brock Netter will be there to cover some of the thrill shows. We've got the rodeo. We've got micro wrestling.
We do. Lots of fun stuff.
We've got the demolition derby, fast tracks, motocross, all those things coming your way. And so there'll be a great presence there by Total Media and the Telegram. And, on the radio side, I do want to say this. This morning, Matt and the Morning Crew show is going live from the fair. So
they are.
Speaking of which.
Well, do we have them?
What?
Hold on. I had them.
We had them.
This is just to show I'm not lying. They're there.
They really are there for sure. Matt was got the porta potties emptied right beside him.
There we go.
There they are. Hi guys. What's up?
Hey, what's it like having corn dogs for breakfast?
Well, I had the link, so I decided I would do. Yeah, I decided to surprise Matt. If you can't tell, guys, it's raining down here right now. Let me get up and turn around right now. The lamb show is going on, or the rabbit show is going on right now. And here's what we got going on. Just a little bit of rain, empty midway at this particular point. But, man, that thing's going to be full of life later on in the week. I can't wait to see what this week's going to bring. We are live on Mix 96 FM, by the way. I've been down at the rabbit show and all around the place. So we've been having a whole lot of fun. You guys are going to have to get down here, Jennifer, you, Pete, James, everybody. I mean, I think you can do the show right from where we're at here a few days this week.
Oh, gee, thanks. I can't do that because I haven't found my horse queen crown yet. Maybe when I find that, I'll put it on and come join you.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy funnel cakes for breakfast, guys.
Already been doing it. I tell you what, the FFA has got an amazing breakfast bowl down there if you get a chance, and if you're down here.
Where is my breakfast bowl?
I ordered one for Matt, had one, they were working on it. It kind of started raining, and I walked down to interview somebody else, and I kind of forgot his thing, his breakfast bowl down there.
It's all good.
I got to go down and get his breakfast bowl. I'll be back.
Strawberry down here. Wait, nothing, man.
Well, thanks, guys, and stay dry, and we'll see you soon.
All right, and speaking of the radio, there they were doing Matt and the Morning Crew show. They'll be there till 10 a.m. this morning, regular time on WKOV 96.7 FM.
That's awesome.
And there will be a daily remote broadcast in addition to what we're doing this morning. The times, I understand, are 2 to 5 p.m. on WKOV 96.7 FM. Not sure who's going to be there each day. They may still be working that out, but, Matt will certainly be there some. Porterhouse, you saw both of them just a second ago. They will be there. J.J. Hale has been there. And so I'm not sure whether our Ethan, the intern, will be there or not, but I know he's picking up some extra work because they're there.
Yes, that's right.
And then here's a big bonus thing that we have done before, and we're going to be able to do it this year, and that is live radio coverage of the Junior Fair Livestock Sale on Friday. And this is because
that's cool
of the sponsorship of M&R Fresh Meats of Jackson.
Thank y'all. We appreciate
that. They
stepped
up to do that, and I'm not sure if it's going to be the whole sale, but I know that there will be live coverage of the sale. So, if you can't be there live to witness the sale or for the whole thing, you can catch it on the radio, and that's going to be on WCJO 97.7 FM, and I'm sure the radio guys will be talking about that during their remote broadcasting even this morning.
That's right. And don't forget, folks, please get out, support these kids. That's what they've worked for so hard all summer long. To get these animals ready for the fair, and they need buyers. So even if you can't be there in person, give the fair board, somebody on the fair board a call, get hooked up. They can bid for you.
Absolutely, by proxy. So
absolutely.
That's doesn't have to hold you back.
No.
If that's a problem being there. But the livestock sale, as it has for the past several years, starts at 3 p.m., a little earlier, so it can end earlier. and they can give all these kids the time that they deserve. And I don't know how many animals they are this year, but I have a feeling that the numbers are up a little bit, which you might expect. Coming out of that horrible COVID year, where one year there wasn't a sale and the other time it was very restricted.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there. But congratulations to everybody at the fair. And at that event this afternoon that Jeremiah was talking about, the Kids on the Moving event.
Yes.
There was
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Right. Not only will Batman be there, but Wonder Woman will be there.
What?
And also somebody who's been on TV that we know so well, Officer J and his therapy dog Blue will be there as well.
How fun.
And if you've never had a chance to hear Rockin' Reggie, the DJ,
He's awesome.
Moderate, announce, MC the proceedings, he's very entertaining and very good about donating these time for good causes. And one of the main sponsors that's making this event happen is the Gallia Jackson Meigs 648 board, the Adams Board Alcohol, Drug Addiction, Mental Health Services board.
Yes.
And they work in 3 different counties. And this was one thing they thought they could do to support the youth of Jackson County. And there's other sponsors as well, but I know they are one of the main ones.
Yes, and thank you to them, because this will be a fun event for the kids.
Right, and as we look forward to the Wednesday paper, of course, Jeremiah went over some of the things that have already happened, what's happened today, but we'll be having full coverage in the print edition of the paper. We'll be putting stuff online, a lot of stuff already on Facebook, including a video of the opening ceremonies that occurred yesterday, or part of the opening ceremonies at least, already available there on our Facebook page, and also the Jeremiah Shaver Telegram News Facebook page that he also maintains and does a great job with. At the fair, we do want to tell you, if you're there for the first time, one of the things to look forward to or see is the new 4-H building. Really not a new building, but they did so much to it, you could almost call it that.
Oh, really? Okay.
There is what the new building looks like. It's darker green
Yes, it is.
than the old building. The old building was a lighter green. There
Yep.
it is. But it's in the same place, but there's a new roof. There's new siding. There's an expanded, enhanced kitchen. There's a new storage room, new ceiling, new walls. I mean, about anything that you could think of has been done in there. We're talking about probably a $100,000 project.
Wow, awesome.
Made possible by Fair Board money, a lot of it coming in from the campers because they've expanded their camping facilities out there. And they have all those gas line workers in there when that was going on here in the past year. And then, of course, the big thing of $40,000 funding from the state capital budget. And they do appreciate not only the support from the state and our state representative and senators, Bob Peterson, the senator, Jason Stevens, the state rep, but also at the local level, Jackson County Commissioner Donnie Willis went to bat for the Fair Board.
Very
so
good.
Congratulations to them as well. So once again, we will certainly keep the Jackson County Fair in line. And
lots of fun.
And even as the fair unfolds, we're going to start talking about the Vinton County Junior Fair, because
That's right.
Jennifer, you're a local, you've been around the media for a long time. You roll one fair right into the
Just
other.
roll on up to the next one.
And we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the weekend. But it is a special year for the Vinton County Junior Fair, because 100 years ago in 1922, fair goes back farther than that, but in 1922, that's when there began the youth participation.
Wow.
Through 4-H and FFA or whatever groups were at that time. But that's when the fair became not just a senior fair thing for the adults or whatever. That's when the kids started bringing their projects.
Love
and so
that.
they're going to celebrate in style. They're going to have a junior fair parade on the streets of MacArthur on Sunday. This is something
great.
they used to do a long time ago, and they're reviving that back.
That'd be
For the
fun.
centennial celebration. And also, somewhere on social media or in a fair book or whatever, they have asked for and received a lot of pictures, historical pictures. They'll probably have them on display at the fairgrounds as maybe
cool.
electronically as well. Maybe in the fair book. I'm not sure. I hadn't seen one yet, but I'm sure that the public will have a chance to see them. All these scenes from yesteryear. It'll be very interesting, especially for the folks who go back a long way with the Vinton County Junior Fair. And once again, all this coming, the Junior Fair there they have some pre-fair activities on Saturday and Sunday. The Queen's Contest is on Saturday. The parade is on Sunday, and then the full fair kicks in the following Monday, a week from today. And in Wednesday's paper, speaking of the Vinton County Junior Fair, we're going to have pictures of all the girls who are running for the royalty positions.
Okay.
You're talking about queens, and you're talking about grade level attendants. We've got all their pictures, and we'll be listing the sponsors who are supporting them.
Very good.
All right, we'll move away from the fairgrounds now in both Jackson and Vinton counties and talk about some of the other things that are happening in the news. We had a story that we put on the front page in Saturday's paper. I thought it was a really strong story. It was written by Jeremiah Shaver. He went to a meeting of the Jackson area Kiwanis recently where University of Rio Grande Community College President Ryan Smith spoke. And there is Ryan, former Speaker of the House, former state representative from Gallia County. Remember, he resigned as state representative to accept the presidency of the University of Rio Grande in late 2019. He spoke to the Kiwanis about where the college and the community college is and where they want to go. And I tell you what, it was an eye-opener. If you haven't paid attention, a lot of folks were aware that the university and the community college was having problems. There was disagreements between the two boards. Enrollment was going down. Money and COVID was squeezing the college like it did a lot of other things. Well, since Ryan has been there, I'm not giving him just the credit, but he is the leader. Things have improved. Enrollment is going back up. And one of the challenges there is you had the community college, very affordable for the first 2 years, but then if you were getting the 4-year degree at the university level, once you hit junior and senior, if you wanted to keep going there, you didn't have that tax-supported community college, and it was much more expensive. Well, he has orchestrated some things to make it much more affordable.
Great.
So the enrollment is going back up, and there are more avenues, pathways to going all 4 years at Rio Grande if you want to. A lot of times, you get to go to associate degree, maybe go somewhere else simply because of money. Well, he is starting to change that. Also, he's trying to add more to the extracurricular activities, other things on the campus that make it interesting to be there, stay there, go there.
I mean, they have a rugby team.
Right, and different. That article covers the waterfront of the things they're trying to do locally. They're going to try to do some enhancements to the Jackson Center out on East Main Street, which is their branch campus, and then even more so up in MacArthur, where right now they have classes in what they call the MacArthur Center in the old Vinton County High School.
Yes,
they have plans to build a multi-million-dollar facility in the Cherry Lane development out there by the high school and middle school. They have to get some more funding for it, but they've already bought the land. They are committed to doing it, and it will be obviously a bigger, better facility. And Vinton County students, even adult students who who are maybe working, but they want to enhance their employability with some extra, with some education or training or whatever, they will be able to go right down the road instead of traveling to Rio Grande. So exciting things happen at the University of Rio Grande. That story is on our website as well,
great.
And so that is a real. That is kind of like a abridged edition on the progress being made at the University of Rio Grande. All right, we'll go to the criminal justice front now. And some news out of the Jackson County Municipal Court about, guess what? We had another drug bust. This one occurred Tuesday, July 12th at 351 Oakland Road, which is west of Jackson. And this was some of the items, if you're watching there on your computer. This was some of the items that were confiscated. We're talking about 81 grams of methamphetamine and syringes, mainly is what was taken here. Of course, the volume there is a little bit alarming. It looks like it's like more than an individual's use for sure.
Yeah.
But according to information released from the probation department of the municipal court, Caitlin Nichols, age 26, was taken into custody, and she will face what is described as high-level felony charges. Also, Daniel Leffler, age 47, he fled on foot. As of the last time we checked, they're still looking for him. But a warrant has been issued for his arrest. And the limited information given on this, because it's still under investigation, but they did put out this information about this big drug bust out on Oakland Road. The sheriff's office had a couple of big drug-related arrests of 2 recently. All this information was in our paper last Saturday about the sheriff's office cases. One occurred on June the 21st at State Route 93, 19896 State Route 93, Wellston. That would be between Jackson and Colton, I believe. It was at the residence of 61-year-old Matthew William Lewis. According to the sheriff's office, they released this information to us. They uncovered several items, including methamphetamine, 60 oxycodone pills, numerous firearms, ammunition, and various items of drug paraphernalia. The Lewis was charged with trafficking in drugs, and the prosecutor will decide on charges. The other incident occurred on June the 27th, not all that long ago in the afternoon. It involved, the defendant here is a 48-year-old Shane Stewart. This occurred in the city of Jackson. They executed a warrant at 261 West Huron Street. This is where Stewart was reportedly staying. Stewart was charged with trafficking in drugs within 1,000 feet of the school, so it was within one of our local schools. This makes it a greater crime.
Ouch. Yeah.
The case was turned over to the Jackson County prosecutor for review. Once again, methamphetamine, pills, marijuana, money, and paraphernalia all confiscated in that drug-related arrest. We do remember, Jennifer, where we had the incident at McDonald's where the car ran into the drive-through the building. Didn't cause a lot of damage at all to the building, just cosmetic.
Yeah.
But, when they checked out the driver there, they found that there was, possible substance abuse involved in that case. And we have a follow-up on that now.
Okay.
That occurred on Friday, July the 1st in the morning. But the driver of that vehicle, Troy Akash, age 21 of Jackson, was taken into custody because Jackson police officers, when they arrived on the scene, they found Xanax pills in his vehicle, considered to be in his possession. They did some field tests on him. As a result, they charged him with OVI, which is operating a vehicle while impaired, and also possession of scheduled drugs, Schedule 3, Schedule 4, and Schedule 5. They are all controlled substances. Each of those charges are first-degree misdemeanors. He has appeared in court, and he was released on a recognizance bond. That case is continuing in Jackson County Municipal Court. All right, let's congratulate our friends at the Jackson Area YMCA.
Yes.
Because they have their new floor is ready.
Look
there it
how
is. Is that
beautiful.
beautiful or is that beautiful? This picture was taken last Friday. They felt that it was ready for a picture. It's not going to be ready for use until tomorrow. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
And I know that our Alex Shope, who's kind of followed this, our editorial assistant, he's going to go back over and we're going to do a more in-depth article because this was a great community story that they were able to get the money to afford this new floor. But there it is. It's all done now in the gymnasium. And one of the first events will be a 3-on-3 basketball tournament that's going to be on Saturday, July 30th. And they hope to use the funds from that to do enhancements for the gymnasium for that floor. And so all you have to do is go to the YMCA website or call over to YMCA 286-7008 to be able to sign up your team for that. Have some fun and support the Y.
Yeah.
But that is 11,200 foot space there. A lot of volunteer work from the YMCA staff there. Of course, it costs a lot of money material-wise, but some of the work done by the YMCA staff and other volunteers.
It looks
so
beautiful.
Congratulations to CEO Tim Harvey of the YMCA, the board, including President Pat Eisnagel. They are very dedicated to the YMCA, and we've said it once, we've said it 100 times, but I'm going to say it again. The YMCA is private; it's not government, but they make it so much a community facility.
They do.
There's memberships, but and participation fees. Obviously, they have to have those, but they try to make it so that it's affordable for everybody. They do scholarships through some of their summer stuff and so forth. And so it's very inclusive. So don't assume that you can't participate or be an event or a program or an activity.
Or be a member, yeah. 'cause
Right, and
there's-
it's very cheap to be a member
Yeah.
compared to most YMCA's as well.
It is.
So onward and upward, the Jackson Area YMCA. Also in the way of new, improved, up in MacArthur, they're just about ready to open that new MacArthur Goodwill store. The Goodwill store, there it is. Red Thompson Jr.
That's
just happened to be
fancy.
there when they were putting the lettering on the front of the store. We still haven't got a date when they're going to open, but the last thing that I was told that sort of indicated it was they felt like it would be within several weeks, and that was the end of June, the last week of June when I asked. But there hasn't been an opening date or a grand opening announcement on that. But the manager there or a store representative told Red it could be any time. They didn't know themselves when the store would
Yeah.
open. But of course, they do have a store downtown in MacArthur now. This, of course, is out on the west side of town where you see a lot of development. This is right next to the high school, kind of in the back off the highway a little bit. But it's just not a retail center where you can, buy things cheaply. But it's also going to be a training center as well. So it's
Okay, great.
so really a nice thing for MacArthur and the populace there in Vinton County.
Yes.
Want to do an acknowledgement because anytime somebody wants to contribute to the paper and spread useful, educational, and sometimes entertaining information, we appreciate that. And we want to extend those thanks to the newest staff member at the Vinton County Extension Office. That is Jessica Burns. Last Saturday, we ran the first installment of her new column. There is Jessica. She's very gung-ho about her job. Her new column is called Farm and Forest. And the plan right now, if she can handle it, is to run her column each Saturday in the Telegram with the rest of the Vinton County news. But she recently joined the Extension Office there in Vinton County. Officially, she is the Agriculture and Natural Resources Community Development Educator.
I love that.
We liked it when everybody was an extension agent, but now they have these titles to be a little bit more specific on what they do. But she knows that the Jackson and Vinton County Extension offices work together. She knows that the counties are kind of tied together in a lot of things, including through this newspaper. And she's going to be reporting on some Jackson County stuff as well. She expects to kind of cooperate in this column with the new ag agent that will be hired in Jackson County at some point this year. They thought it would be by now, but it hasn't happened yet. The last thing I heard, I knew they were doing interviews.
Okay.
But one of the exciting things is we haven't had an agriculture agent in Jackson County for some
haven't.
time. Dave Samples did it for so long.
For a few years.
And still represents them as a volunteer, as a retiree. And of course, Erin Daly has to stretch out her 4-H duties, I think, to support that as well. But anyway, her new column called Farm and Forest will will be printed every Saturday in the Telegram. All right, on the political side, this is a political year, 2022. Not a lot of things on the local level, but some things at the state level and the regional level. We're going to be electing congressmen, state representatives, state senators.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the most recent meeting of Wellston City Council, we want to give this young lady credit for making an appearance to introduce herself to Wellston and Jackson County voters, Samantha Meadows. There she is right there. Samantha is the Democratic candidate for, the 2nd District Congressman. This is something we're all going to get educated on. We are no longer in the 6th Congressional District in Jackson County. I know they keep changing things, but it happens because of the census and they redraw the maps. Of course, they don't agree on them always.
Of course.
Right now, Jackson is in the 2nd Congressional District. Republican Brad Wenstrup is the incumbent. Even though he's new to us, he is the incumbent.
Right.
He lives over in or near Cincinnati. But Samantha Meadows hopes to beat him in the general election that is coming up on November 7th. She is unopposed in the primary, or the primary is already passed for the congressional candidates. But anyway, she spoke in front of the Wellston City Council at the last meeting. We'll have a story about what she said and what her candidacy is all about. Also, in Vinton County, they met their new state senator. His name, or their new state representative, rather, Mark Johnson.
Okay.
Mark Johnson visited the last meeting of the Vinton County Commissioners. And in Vinton County, there is Mark Johnson. He is on the left. Next to him is Kelly Johnson, who is the regional representative for United States Senator Rob Portman. They both are Republicans and both happened to come to the same meeting of the commissioners. Johnson wanted to introduce himself. He's not the state representative now in Vinton County, but because of the new temporary maps, at least, he will be next year, unless
It's
something
all clear as mud.
unless something gets changed. His name will be on the ballot in Vinton County to get elected, hopefully, to a 4-year term. He is unopposed in the primary, which is coming up August the 2nd. And there is also no Democratic candidate for state senator in the 92nd district. So he will be the state senator, or the state representative for Vinton County starting in January. And
as long as he gets a vote.
Right now, I'll confuse you more. Vinton County has 2 state representatives because they got the county in 2 different districts. I know you hate to see a county or a town in sections.
That's
but
insane.
That happens when they saw these maps up. But Jason Stevens, who represents the 93rd district here in Jackson County, represents part of Vinton County as an Ohio House member. And the other member is Jay Edwards, who is the 94th District State Representative. He represents the other half of Vinton County. They will continue to be the state representative this year, but in January, it will be Mark Johnson.
Have
you got all that?
Yes.
Pop quiz at the end of the show.
I'm just sticking with Mark Johnson.
And once again,
I can remember that.
Special primary election on August the 2nd. You don't have to vote, and so far, not very people have turned out for early voting.
I can imagine.
But, not only is it a special election that we don't normally have on Tuesday, August the 2nd, but the only thing on the ballot are state senator, state representative, and state central committeeman, which are political positions. But it's statewide, and there is early voting going on at all the boards of election. The boards of elections offices are open an extra hour from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. this week.
That's right.
And then the hours will extend to 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays next week, and it will be open not next weekend, but the weekend after that, just before that special election. And we'll review the candidates, again, as we get closer to the election. Well, one thing we want to tell you, now we're going to go to the transportation department.
Okay.
All right. In Jackson now, if you're traveling on East Main Street, in the block between South Street and Huron Street, you're going to have to do some circumventing, because I haven't been there yet, but this morning, do you know this? You came that way.
No, my husband did. He sent me a picture.
Okay. All right. Well, they are replacing.
A very rainy picture.
Okay. They are replacing a railroad crossing.
Yes.
The South Central Railroad. It's their responsibility. They are replacing a railroad crossing there just in front of People's Bank.
Correct.
Now, the road is completely closed. It's not only busy East Main Street, but it's State Route 93. And so the ODOT has put out those things about a detour that's very complicated. But if you're local, it's easy just to drive around it. But the road is completely closed, and it's
go on Veterans Drive or Gay Street, one or the other.
Exactly,
I guess.
Exactly.
But no, it is closed.
Yes, till Monday, July the 18th at 5 p.m. is the prediction of how long that'll be closed. You cannot get through, whether you're through traffic or just local traffic. Just down the road a little bit on that same block in front of Wendy's, roughly, they were replacing a manhole. And you see there, that was when they were replacing the manhole there, the crews from Southern Ohio Trenching. I think that manhole is covered now. However, they expect that street to remain closed for a while longer. Actually, they expected it to be completed last night. Do you know whether they got it done or not?
I do not know that part.
Well, anyway, if it's still closed because, the rain held them up or whatever, you can get through there in the outside lanes, eastbound, westbound.
Okay.
But the center lane, where you go to turn in onto South Street from one direction or into Wendy's or whatever, that's closed. So really got to be careful. You can get into those places, but you just have to be careful because, the turn lane, the center turn lane, both ways is closed.
So if you need to get to like McDonald's or the bank or like Park's Edge or something, you got to figure out what direction you need to come from to get into those spots because the railroad tracks are on one side of like the park's edge. Oh gosh, what a nightmare.
Right. Well,
If you're from here, it's not that big a deal. You can figure it out.
no,
But
it's a little more complicated if you don't know and
if you
you're
don't know
listening to the ODOT detour. There's really easier ways, but I'm not going to try to get anybody lost and tell them the way to go there.
Just put it in your GPS. She'll get you there.
Okay.
That lady in your phone.
Most of the time she'll come through.
Yeah, that lady.
She hasn't always come through for me.
She occasionally does some chicanery, but that's okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to tell you about a couple of meeting changes and special meetings that are coming up here this week.
Okay.
On the public affairs side. In the city of Wellston this Thursday at 6 p.m., this is an hour before the regular council meeting at 7. Wellston's Public Health and Safety Committee will meet, and they are having a public meeting. Everybody can come if they want to talk about, and the topic is nuisance cats and what to do about them. This will be the third meeting where, they got input from the public. Not sure if the committee has a solution yet. Maybe they'll announce some tentative plans, but of course it will have to go before the full council if there's any legislation involved in that. But this is your opportunity to weigh in on that.
Hey, there you go.
Once
Don't
again,
be part of the solution, not the problem.
Right. Don't complain that they didn't listen to you if you don't talk.
That's right.
6 p.m. This Thursday at the Wellston City Building in the Wellston City Council chambers. Normally, the Oak Hill School Board meets on the third Wednesday of each month. If you're interested in what's going on in the Oak Hill School Board, or you might have business before the school board, they have switched the meeting by one day. They have moved it up to this Tuesday evening. It will be at 5:30 p.m. at the Oak Hill Middle High School Library. That is the normal place they meet. They will not be meeting on Wednesday as normal. It will be Tuesday instead, tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. Also, the Colton Village Council was supposed to have a meeting that had already been postponed once. They were supposed to meet this Tuesday evening. They have bumped that back now to the next Tuesday, July the 26th. It will be 7 p.m. At the Colton Community Building. That meeting, by the way, has been bumped back because of COVID-related situations.
Okay.
Once again, we hate this, but there are approximately 100 active COVID cases in Jackson County right now.
Yeah, you just aren't hearing a lot about it, but the cases are kind of popping back up again. I mean, nationwide. It's not just here. It's
exactly.
Kind of
you start
everywhere.
to hear about some speculation about more restrictions.
Yeah, masks
that
and
that
things
might
like
be
that again.
suggested, recommended, mandated, whatever.
Yep.
But also in Colton, an extra note there, Catherine Griffith, who was recently installed as a councilwoman. I know Mayor Kim Milliken really appreciated having her on. She had some background on the engineering side and on the government side that would be very helpful to Colton. Unfortunately, she's moved from the village, which means she can no longer be on village council. So they do have that opening. That will be another thing that the mayor and council will have to deal with. Want to remind everybody that because of COVID-19 and being careful, congregate meals at the Jackson Senior Citizen Center, the Wellston Senior Citizen Center, and the Oak Hill Senior Citizen Center have been put in abeyance through this week.
Yep.
Right now, the tentative time to resume is Monday, July 25th, but they have already added a week twice in a row now.
They have.
This is either out of an abundance of caution, trying to protect the elderly population who tends to be affected more if they do get COVID, or there could be some potential cases that are out there as well. And, they're trying to be very careful to eliminate the spread and have something bad be something worse. But once again, no congregate meals in any of the three senior citizen center through this week at least. We'll keep you apprised of that. They are doing the home delivered meals.
Yeah.
And
so you can still get that.
and you can
just
also
can't
go and
to
pick
the
them up. If
senior
you're
center.
mobile, you don't need to be bused by the senior citizens bus or whatever. Not sure if they're doing that kind of pickup service, but certainly you or a surrogate can come in and pick up your meal as well.
And if you have any questions, just give them a ring. I'm sure they'll be happy to fill you in on the latest.
Right, and we want to tell you about something coming up, Jennifer, on Saturday in Benton County. They usually do this around Memorial Day or just prior, but this year it's a little later. The Benton County Historical and Genealogical Society has an annual wreath laying ceremony where they lay a wreath at the grave of a veteran, oftentimes a long ago veteran, you know, who maybe gave his life or served for a long time or had a distinguished record of service as a Vinton County. And this year's wreath laying ceremony has been announced. It'll be 11 a.m. this Saturday, July the 23rd, at the Sylvester Catholic Cemetery in Zaleski. The honoree will be Michael L. Shea, who was buried there at that cemetery. He was born in 1891, lived until 1969. He was a longtime farmer. He was a township trustee for 33 years in Brown Township, which is where Zaleski is. And he also served as a county commissioner one term. His family were immigrants from Ireland who settled in Vinton County during the mid-1900s. Family members, friends, and the public are cordially invited to attend this memorial event. Doesn't say anything about Michael Shea being a veteran. In this case, he was just a public servant who served the township and the county for a long time. And they will be honoring him and his family with this wreath laying ceremony. Once again, this is open to the public, 11 a.m. On Saturday, July the 23rd. Our good friend Dave Channel, with all the stuff going on with the fairs, wants to let you know there will be a Pig Iron Day this year.
Oh, goody.
Right? It's always on the first Saturday of the month, and that will be the case again this year. Saturday, August the 6th, it will be the 29th annual Pig Iron Day. Can you believe that? I remember the first one, all right?
I think I do too.
I think I maybe missed 2 or 3 at the most, at the very most, but it is a fun day. We'll be telling you more about that, but of course, they have that great food service, the low-cost sandwiches, the pulled pork, the bratwurst, the hot dogs, free pop and water. They have the pig iron bars. They have the plaque auction. They have the Wheels of Steel car show.
I was going to say it's typically a really nice car show.
Club. Oh, it's a big one that the Appalachia Old Car Club does. Inflatables for the kids. Just a great all-around event. And it also reminds us of the county's rich history with pig iron furnaces, which was very important because it was what drove Jackson for and Jackson County for 50 or 60 years.
It's certainly our heritage.
Exactly. So we'll be telling you more about that, but the date once again is Saturday, August 6th. We do want to tell you also, remind you that the Southern Hills Arts Council is doing their free youth art classes. We mentioned this last week, but they begin tomorrow, Tuesday, July 19th, and to my knowledge, there's still time to enroll.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Or there might be, at least you can ask. But there's going to be, it's very convenient. They have these classes at sites in Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill, all three. It's at the Marquet Cultural Arts Center in Jackson, at the Oak Hill Public Library in Oak Hill, and at the Depot in Wellston. To register, you just have to message the Southern Hills Arts Council Facebook page with your child's name, age, and where they will be attending these classes. Of course, it is free. The Southern Hills Arts Council would like to thank the locations for making their facilities available, and of course, the sponsors. I think General Mills is one of the main sponsors there. The Wellston Lions Club is having a rose sale this year. So, wife, husband, brother, sister, friend, or whatever, roses for the living, right?
There you go.
The Wellston, they're doing it now. I saw when I passed through Wellston at their veal trailer, they had the sign out. So they are selling them now. The sale will, the main sale will be on August 5th and 6th. That's when you can actually pick up the roses. They cost $20 per dozen. Buyers are asked to pick up the roses at the Fish Veal booth next to the Dollar Tree in Wellston, but you need to order them also. Please call and leave a message at 740-418-5335 to order. Once again, 740-418-5335. Not sure if they're going to have some available that you can just walk up and get. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But to assure that you'll be able to get your dozen roses or however many, call and order them in advance. Here we are, not that deep into summer, and they're already talking about the open houses to the schools. This is a big deal, especially if you're a new student, new family.
It is.
Right.
It's huge.
A new family, or you're going to a new school because, you're farther up in school.
Do you remember that transition between like grade school and the high school where, you start like, did you go to grade school like through 6th grade and then have to go to the high school?
I went to Kinnison, kindergarten through grade 4. we moved 2 streets, but that put me at Parkview for grades 5 and 6. And then I made the big jump to the basement of the high school where all those big kids were.
I know, and it was terrifying. And I remember, though, that open house, like, literally made me feel so much better.
Right.
And
No,
so
they
they
do.
are very, very important.
They do a very good job on it, but it's such a big jump from the
It's
6th grade.
terrifying.
Now it's a little easier with the way they have the middle school lined up too.
It is.
But I remember I was walking to school one of those first days, and one of the older kids with the slick back hair, because that's how they did it then, the greasers. He says, "Hey kid, you want a cigarette?" So
You said, "Do you know who my mother is?"
It's part of the pulp culture of the time.
Yes.
But anyway, speaking of those open houses, we'll have a story in Wednesday's paper about the open houses in the Jackson School District. Monday, August 8th, will be the open house dates for freshmen and new students at Jackson High School. That's 6 to 7 p.m. at the high school. On the next day, August the 9th, it'll be at the middle school from 6 to 7:15 p.m. Students going into the 7th or 8th grade can attend the open house, as well as new students. And the open house for Northview, Southview, and Westview Elementary, the 3 elementary schools, all will be on Wednesday, August the 10th.
Okay.
For kindergarten and new students especially, that's who they are for, 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. If you're in grades 1 through 5, or your kid is in grades 1 through 5, there's another open house just for them, 6:30 to 7:15 p.m. Throwing a lot of times and dates at you, but we'll have it in the paper. Just wanted to let you know that they have decided on those dates.
Yeah, those open houses are very important. They help calm a lot of nerves, I think.
They do. The Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, seems like they're always doing something. They had another business after hours last Wednesday at the Jackson City Council chambers.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were?
Nice, yes.
Okay. Well, it was nice. Looks like it was well attended. But Jackson Mayor Randy Evans, some members of City Council, administration was there. The police department was there with the police dog and officer and so forth.
They were.
And that was a nice event. But I'm sure that I was not there, but I'm sure Randy talked about some of the many things that are going on in the city right now.
He did.
And it gave those events are always nice and social, gives you a chance to meet people that maybe you see their name or their picture in the paper or whatever, but you've never met them. And then, networking is all as well. If you're chamber members, you see all your friends and so forth. So congratulations to all them. We don't have much time, but I want to promote a movie if I could. Try not to be a shill, but I'm going to be on this.
Absolutely.
This movie is not at the Tri-City. However, it is at Danbury Cinema in Chillicothe and also at the Silver Screen in Gallipolis. It is Where the Crawdads Sing.
I've read the book.
All right. Well, I've not read. I did not know that it came from a book.
Oh, yeah.
But Reese Witherspoon, she's been promoting it. Obviously, that helps. She's a producer. She's not in it, but let me tell you, I've seen a lot of movies in my time. I'm not necessarily a movie buff. I don't hit the big screen every week, but this is one of the top 10 movies I've seen. And it may move up higher in the top 5. There is some depth to it.
The book, I mean, it just blows your mind because you're so confused as to where it's going. And
Well, the movie
twists and turns all the way through.
The movie is the same way. You're surprised with the ending. It's inspiring.
Well, a lot of people say that movies don't hold a candle to the book, but I saw many, many people talking about it on Facebook, so they kind of agree with you that, yeah, they pulled it off.
Great cinema photography in there as well, because a lot of it takes place in a marsh.
Yes.
It's this young lady who ends up basically almost growing up on her own in the marsh when, she gets separated from her family and she's on her own. It is an amazing story. It's not a true story. I wish it were. It would be amazing if it was. But they say that it may be based on some of the author's own experiences.
Yes.
So here's kind of an interesting follow-up to that, Pete. This just a story published by NPR just this week. Mm-hmm. The author Delia Owens, who wrote the book, who spent 168 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. The controversy about her is that she is connected to a murder that happened in the 90s.
In like Zimbabwe or somewhere. Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And her, so basically she and her husband and her husband's son are wanted for discussion or to be interviewed for in connection with the murder of a poacher.
Yeah.
I guess they were very
an elephant poacher.
Yeah, and I guess they were very into
they were living there, like doing conservation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said, I did read a quote. She said basically, like, the only thing we ever did was throw firecrackers out of our plane to scare the poachers. We didn't kill
like
anybody.
That could probably kill somebody.
Well, I was like, I don't know if that, is a good idea either. But anyway, so it's really kind of bizarre that I'm guessing that if she just doesn't show back up in Zambia, she'll be okay.
She's all good.
Because it was like, 22 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
But no, Where the Crawdads Sing. Where did you get to watch the movie? And if you have not read the book, I highly, highly, highly recommend that as well.
Well, that's going to have to be next because based on the movie.
Yeah.
But it was. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I didn't go in with necessarily any expectations. It just seemed like something a little different. And so
it's definitely different.
I decided, no, it is different, and it's riveting. It keeps your attention. You mentioned the twists and turns and kind of a surprise ending in there.
Yeah.
and you know what? I have to admit, a tear came down my eye there. It was just, it made you feel. And a lot of movies don't do that. They just excite you, and that's okay too. It's to each his own.
Yeah, that's good. And where did you see the movie?
At Danbury.
At Danbury, okay.
It's at Danbury and also the Silver Screen. And so you can catch it either of those places. It's not currently listed with the Tri-City, so I don't think it's going to be here. Tri-City has like 4 screens, and those others
smaller
have
amount of screens.
Right, and so you got to decide.
Yeah. No, highly recommend, and I cannot wait to see the movie
Please do.
as well. Very, very excited.
I'd be very interested to see what you think, especially since you've read the book.
Yes. We'll report back, Pete.
All right.
Well, very good. Well, thank you to everybody for tuning in today. Thank you so much for the news report. We greatly appreciate it.
And thank you to Jeremiah, and thank you to our radio guys. I mean, Total Media is totally involved.
there.
Right?
That's right.
Right, and that's the truth.
That's right. So hopefully get to bring you some fair coverage every day this week, and hopefully the rain moves on.
Right.
Moves on.
Right, exactly.
Pun intended.
Okay, very good. You are so quick. Whoever said you were a dumb blonde?
I don't know. A lot of people.
No. We know better than that here in TV land.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And we will be right back here tomorrow with some more fair coverage. So have a great day, and we'll see you then. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.